Hey YouTube, I'm back. If you like that little intro, we're doing a book haul video if you couldn't tell by that and the title. Um, I haven't bought a lot of books recently, which again sounds like a lie because of the video intro you just saw, but I was actually in a book buying ban and I was waiting to film this video until a particular pre-order for the second series graphic novels Avatar: The Last Airbender. I believe it's The Promise. Gets here in the mail that I pre-ordered because the Omnibus was not available for a while. I was waiting to film this until I got here, but then I took myself to Half Price Books and bought a bunch of books that were all under $4, I might add. And here we are. So I hope you enjoy this book haul. Without further ado, let's get started. So basically, before I start showing you books, there's a chance that I'm going to forget a few of them. If I realize during editing I did, I'll kind of just like pop them up on the screen at random times, but in no particular order. I'm going to do the books I bought yesterday at Half Price Books last, but besides that, no particular order. Secret History by Donna Tartt, bought it at Barnes & Noble's. I'm currently reading it, obviously. It is a dark academia, starts with a murder, New England college university experience. It's really good. Like it a lot. The mystery's good. The characters are kind of like generally crappy people, but I think that's kind of to be expected in the dark academia setting. Everybody has their own motives for what's going on. Really enjoying it so far. I'm reading it because I'm partaking or participating in my own like non-official way with the late night book club. So yes, this is great. Okay. Death on the Nile, Agatha Christie. Don't really know what it's about specifically. This is one of the, again, murder mystery novels. There's a group of people traveling on a cruise on the Nile and someone dies. Hercule Poirot, I don't know. The French guy has to solve the mystery. I'm gonna put these over here. Circe by Madeline Miller. I loved and really enjoyed reading A Song of Achilles. So, excited to read this one. This one follows the, I believe, goddess Circe. Yes. Circe is a daughter of one of the Titans, which means she is a Greek goddess, and I think we follow her on her island, and we kind of just get to see if she really deserves to be there or not, and stuff like that. I'm excited to read it. I really enjoyed the other book I read by her. Michael Crichton's Jurassic Park. I don't think I really need to explain this one, but ironically, I think it's one of the only Michael Crichton books I haven't read. Whenever I finish reading this one, I'm going to make the Michael Crichton video I've been talking about for a while, so yay! Dinosaurs, people shouldn't abuse science. Voila. Selected stories of H.G. Wells. I've been wanting to kind of just read more sci-fi, and I figured one of the like original sci-fi people, a collection of his stories would be a good place to start. I think we get like 5 short stories. I was hoping to find a table of contents. That's not something that I actually... Oh, yes, I did. We get many, many stories, like 25 stories. So, that's exciting. John Steinbeck's King Arthur. It's the Penguins Classics Deluxe Edition. It's beautiful. I clearly like Steinbeck, if y'all didn't know that already, and you're going to know it by the end of this video because there's 5 or so books in here. Got the deckled edges. This, I believe, is his unfinished work that he did not finish writing before he died. I will be buddy reading this with Katie Reed, I believe, in the spring, along with East of Eden, because she loved this one and I loved that one, so we're going to read them both and like discuss them together and put videos out. So look forward to that. I'm excited to read this. And speaking of John Steinbeck, East of Eden, because I wanted the beautiful, like look how awesome this version is. It has a weird little smudge here, but these are the Penguins Classic Orange editions, and I think they're kind of creepy because they got like this guy's got a snake on there for just hanging out with the penguin, but orange edition. East of Eden is basically follows two families in the Salinas Valley, California area, and it's a retelling of like the fall from the grace of God. And I've read this book I think 3 or 4 times now. I'll probably vlog when I read it again and just like talk my way through it. I've been craving a reread, so I'm really excited to do the buddy read with Kat in the spring. I could talk more about this book, but I think the only thing I'll say is that it is a very sad book. It is a slow book, but it's written beautifully, and it's kind of like, it really tells about the struggle and like with morality and humanity and all of that, and everybody should read it, but like don't expect to be happy about it. It makes me happy because I'm nuts, but yay, that's all. I had to go turn on the AC because it was very warm in here, or it was already on. It's not really fall yet here, which is why I'm in a short sleeve shirt, but I was like, I could see myself sweating a little bit or starting to sparkle. But also the Penguin's Classic Orange Edition, Call of Cthulhu and Other Weird Stories by H.P. Lovecraft. I was hoping to read this by the end of October. Don't know if I'll make it because I've read one of the short stories. My roommate was kind of thinking we could like maybe read this like both of us together, so we're like obviously very slow at reading at the same time. So it's also beautiful. I think H.P. Lovecraft is one of the original like authors of horror, so I thought it would be a fun time to read at least this fall. I'll try and finish it obviously soon, but woo! The first short story I read was real creepy, so there's that. Another short story collection I got was Haruki Murakami's After the Quake. I'm going to try and knock this one out here. I'm reading it for my Asian representation for Gothtoberfest. It is basically set around this catastrophic 1995 Kobe earthquake, and it's a bunch of different short stories about people with lives and stuff that got affected by this. And Haruki Murakami, with my little section up yonder, that I can't use the over there in that zone. His books are very magically surreal and stuff like that, so I'm really excited to continue reading it. The first short story was pretty good. Stephen King's Carrie. I still have to read this month. I will probably be reading it the last week of October. I also read Misery, which I forgot to get down, but it should be in this pile. So Misery is a book I bought recently. I think Carrie I mentioned in my last reading book haul thing because I bought it like in March, but I forgot to get Misery, so this is the stand-in. Misery is over there. I'm excited to read this shortly. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I got it used copy from Half Price Books online. Their website's great, by the way. If you didn't know about it, you can get just about any book you want because it's at one of the Half Price bookstores and they will ship it to you. This was an amazing book. I read it for the September book for the Late Night Book Club, and my God, you follow, you kind of have a character named Evelyn Hugo. She's like a 40s, 50s, 60s Hollywood star, and you also follow the reporter taking down her life story. And I don't really want to say more because it's all a spoiler, but if you like the Hollywood drama and the gossip, and just generally like a great story, read it. And also already read this one, Gods of Jade and Shadow, Sylvia Moreno Garcia. Also got it from Half Price Books used for like $5. Their website is great. I love the cover, it's really pretty. I didn't love the book as much as I was expecting to or hoping to, so that was a bummer. But basically you follow this character, to get her name for you, Cassiopeia Tan, from her little village in the Yucatan, in Mexico, and she basically goes through some things where she ends up meeting the ancient Mayan god of death, and adventure ensues. And there's family drama. There's like leaving the nest. I think it's more of like a coming of age story, but like with the god of death. So it was like okay. I didn't love it, but I mean, there's that. And lastly, the last book before I move on to the books I bought at Half Price Books, I've been trying to get more Penguin Classic, so obviously I got the Portable Steinbeck. I believe this has excerpts, if not a few of the full short stories. So we get excerpts from The Long Valley, The Pastures of Heaven, Tortilla Flat, In Dubious Battle. We get the complete novel for Mice and Men. We get excerpts from The Red Pony, The Long Valley, Grapes of Wrath, Sea of Cortez, About Ed Ricketts, Cannery Row, East of Eden. 2 uncollected stories in full. Excerpts also from The Travels of Charlie in Search of America, Language of Awareness. I've been trying to get more Penguins classics, so I figured this would be a good starting point for me, and I also bought it from the Penguins website with the other 2 orange guys and the cool King Arthur. So, now on to the books I got at Half Price Books yesterday. The Best Stories by Edgar Allan Poe. Look at these sprayed edges. Look at this beautiful used copy of this book. Like, oh, got the good old yellow smelly pages. I assume we get all these stories. I'll see if I can flip the screen. We'll see if y'all can actually read that or not, but everything from the Cast of Amontillado to the Telltale Heart to the Black Cat and 15 other stories, because there's 18 in total. So excited to read this. I loved the little sprayed edges. That was such a nice touch and it's a nice, well-loved book. Robert Louis Stevenson's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Not official like same Penguin classics, but still a Penguins classics. I just read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and I really enjoyed it via audiobook. So I'm excited to check out these other stories, but I just wanted it. It was literally, I think, $1. Some more Steven Steinbeck is To a God Unknown. Don't know a whole lot about this. Every page of To a God Unknown teems with exultant light. Its peoples are giants over life-size lovers of the good earth. Sounds fun and exciting. When I took the sticker off of Burning Bright, it did all this white stuff, so I don't like when places put stickers on books. So John Steinbeck's Burning Bright. This is apparently John Steinbeck's most mature novel. It's apparently about a guy who is unfertile, and there's drama, so I'm excited. Penguins Classic Edition for also like $2 of The Epic of Gilgamesh. It's the first recorded story. Thought it was I obviously like have studied this in like school and stuff. They made us read excerpts of it in like high school, but I've never, I think, read the whole thing, and I think it's a cool thing to say you own like the first recorded piece of literature, and also it's a Penguin Classic, and it was cheap. Don't really know much about this Penguins Classic that I got yesterday either, but A Sentimental Journey by Lawrence Stern. It basically sounds like this guy wanders around and kind of just records his stuff. He starts in Paris. I think it's like this Englishman's adventures abroad, at least some places in France. I don't know if he goes anywhere else, but I'm here for it. Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, Penguins Classics. Nice, well-loved book. I've been meaning to read this, and it was $3. So, do I know anything about this book to tell y'all? I always forget that I'm supposed to tell y'all about these books and what they're about, and if I know anything. I kind of just want y'all to see what they actually are about when I get to it, but I'm trying to be better about that. Jane Eyre endures loneliness and cruelty in the home of her heartless aunt and the cold charity of Lowood School. This troubled childhood strengthens Jane's natural independence and spirit, which will prove necessary when she takes a position as a governess at Thornfield Hall. Ooh, but when she finds love with her sardonic employer, Rochester, the discovery of a shameful secret forces her to make a terrible choice. That's all. James Rollins' Deep Fathom. I don't believe this is part of the Sigma 6 novels or the Sigma Force novels, but I like all of his books. There is some earthquakes, things happen, solar flares. Oh, but it's an end of the world novel. That's exciting. Did not anticipate that, but I actually did discover, because of the way Half Price Books puts James Rollins, Michael Crichton, Dan Brown, and like a few other authors like that. In the mystery thriller section, I can now officially say that they're like a mystery thriller book, because I kind of didn't know where to put all of these books. in my brain and like in my book organization thing. But if they actually are like mystery thrillers, and I can say that now because the bookstore did, that will help with my bookshelf organization because clearly I have bought a lot of books that don't fit on my already full bookshelves. And Christmas time is coming up. Spooky season is still here, obviously, and it's still fall, but it's already the end of October almost, especially by the time this video is up. So, Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, Christmas Stories by Charles Dickens. I don't really know what exactly like this entails, but it's basically the festive traditions that sprang up in the Victorian times are often attributed in part to the Christmas stories of Charles Dickens. So, for seasonal reading purposes. Also, this beautiful book here, like seriously beautiful, was like $3 at Half Price Books. It was probably like buying this at Barnes & Nobles would have been like $15. So use your local / used bookstores because even if they have new books, they're usually significantly discounted. And also, I know Half Price Books is a used book chain store, but still better for like the environment and stuff to buy from a used bookstore than a non-used bookstore. Ayn Rand's We the Living. I've read all of her other books, which is Anthem, Fountainhead, Atlas Shrugged, except for her first published novel, which was We the Living. Apparently this is a story about Soviet Russia in 1920, or it's not a story about Soviet Russia in 1925. It is a story about dictatorship anywhere at any time, which this novel's goal, I think, was, according to Ayn Rand, was to prevent a socialist America. So, I definitely will say at this point that I don't agree with Ayn Rand's philosophies and her, like, just general view of the world, because I don't personally get a lot of flack for that, but I know people who do for reading her books. I do think her books, though, like, and books in general, you can definitely read something you don't agree with and analyze it with a critical, like, mindset and just kind of gain perspective that way. And maybe gain even, if like you really don't agree with anything she says, then you have some good counter arguments and you can pull out of literature. So I don't know what to expect out of this book, but I've enjoyed her other books. I will say her like 60-page monologue in my version of, I think it's only 40 pages in most normal prints of Atlas Shrugged, but I had like the short fat one, so it was 60 pages and that was kind of a lot. But I still do like her writing, and it is very thought-provoking, so I'm intrigued to see how I feel about this one. It's, again, her only book I hadn't read, so. And I have no idea what this book is about. Everything is illuminated by Jonathan Safran Foer, but, like, it's super pretty, which is definitely why I bought it. But there's not even much on the back. Apparently this book displays great virtuosity and wisdom. And that if you read this, you'll feel altered, chastened, and seared in the fire of something new. So, beautiful. Sounds like it's going to be deep and impactful. I seriously don't know what this is about. I bought it because it was really pretty. I might, if it wasn't obvious, I like pretty books at this point. Also, because of the pretty spine, it is White Oleander by Janet Fitch. It was Fitch. It was in Oprah's book club as well, so that means famous people like this book or chose to read this. It's a mother-daughter story, Ingrid and Astrid respectively, and it's there's murder, there's foster system, and then there's rare beauty and power, and lessons to be learned in a redeeming and surprising journey of self-discovery. Also, the spine was cool. So, yeah. And because I haven't read any Ruth Ware books, and it is spooky thriller season, and this one was like $2, and it was not as big as... It was the only non-hardcover one they had, and the hardcover ones weren't really cheap at the bookstore, but... So, Ruth Ware's In a Dark, Dark Wood. It sounds interesting. People go on a trip with friends to a foresty reserve place, and there's a cabin, maybe. But I like thrillers where groups of people go out into like the woods and things ensue. They're pretty interesting. I don't believe I missed any of the books I bought semi-recently, but clearly I got some work to do with my reading and reorganizing the shelves. if I mess around with reorganizing my shelves, I'll definitely film it. I don't know if I'll post it as a video, but just like maybe for like intros or something. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do intros that are more fancy or whatnot. But anyways, I got so many books to read. Did I need to buy all of these books? Absolutely not. I'm just trying to pick up all the ones I bought yesterday. We're going to see if I can do that for... It's not going to work. That's all for the video officially. I just want to mention that I'm going to be participating in the Cozy Reading Weekend. I did forget the booktuber's name who does that, but she's awesome, she's fun, she's loud, she's from the UK, I believe. I'll link her video and her actual name down below so y'all can see that, and if you want to hang out and do, I think she's doing 3 different sessions of like reading sprinting for Cozy Reading evening, morning, afternoon, and morning, so that way hopefully your time zone matches. The only one that I can actually do is the Cozy Reading afternoon, which is actually 8 a.m. my time, Saturday, October 28th, I believe. Or that's not even remotely correct. I think it's the 25th. I'm going to try and participate in that, and I'll do a vlog of that if I do. I am still participating in Gothtober. I've read, I think, most of the prompts at this point for one book or another, and I have a few more to read before we officially like end the month, and I'm looking forward to the 1,000 Doors of Reading book challenge that Drinking by My Shelf does, because that's going to be awesome, and she said you should not have to buy any new books for this challenge, so I clearly don't need any more. My book ban is reinstituted, and now that I've told y'all on YouTube, I will stop buying books, hopefully. Yeah, so I'm going to participate in that, and there's another Gilmore-a-thon. It's not the 24-hour Rory Gilmore readathon that Kiara, and Carolyn Marie Reeds did. I'll link to that one. But it's by these other people who I just found the readathon, so I don't really know who they are, but I'll link the stuff for them down below as well. So those 2 readathons coming up in November. Rory, I think this was the Gilmore-a-thon and the 1,000 Doors of Reading something or other. So that's what I'm kind of bookathon participating in right now. Upcoming on my channel, because I've been posting less often, if y'all have noticed. I've gotten busy, but... So I think I'm going to be hearkening myself down to 1 video a week instead of like 3 that I was putting out, because I just don't have time as my work and stuff is picking up, and like things are a little bit safer to go do and interact with people. I don't have as much time to dedicate to BookTube. I definitely still am really enjoying this and want to continue doing it, but so I'd expect one video a week from me, probably towards the end of the week, because I'll film it on the weekend and then edit it in my free time, and then it'll go up eventually. And then I've been buddy reading a few Stephen King books with the book Brainiac. We'll link her down below. And I'll be posting a video whenever we finish our 3rd book, which is Carrie. We read Misery and then Desperation, and Carrie is the last one we have to read this month. When I read those 3 books, I'll be adding another Stephen King video to my Stephen King books. I've been trying to do book videos by authors. That's kind of fun for me. I'm about to start rereading Oathbringer, which there will be another vlog for. I've decided I like vlogging them versus doing review videos, because it's really hard to do reviews without spoilers, because there's so much in the Stormlight Archive, and I had fun vlogging the first one, and then after Catherine reads, we'll link her Way of Kings review down below. After she posted that review, I had some new ideas on how to do my vlog for Oathbringer. I'm probably not gonna vlog when I read Rhythm of War, because that's been like my first ever read of it, so I'll probably do a review for that one. So expecting a Stephen King video, this video obviously, an Oathbringer vlog, wrap up videos. I'm not going to do any more TBRs for a while, because I posted that big October, fall, winter TBR, which I'll link down below, or if I figure out how to do the thing in the corner, I'll do that as well. But yeah, I've been very busy, and I'm trying to read a lot, and that's unfortunately making there be less time for videos, but I think the point is that I'm here to read, and I hope that I can still produce some content, and I clearly don't have the most beautiful Bookstagram pictures, but I enjoy trying to take them anyways. So I think I probably have a few more upcoming videos to do, but I forgot them right now because I did not write them down. So I will see you next time, and happy reading. Follow me on Instagram, follow my channel if you've made it this far in the video. I can't imagine you don't, so, because this was a long video for me, but catch y'all next time, probably with my Oathbringer vlog or Stephen King. I don't know which is going to come out first. We shall see. Actually, I know Stephen King is going to come out first because vlogs take me so much editing and I hate it. But, like, I like the end result, so it's worth it. But I'm still bad at editing, if y'all haven't noticed. All my videos are mostly in one take with the exception of vlogs, so there is that. Well, I'm going to stop rambling now. I'll talk for an hour, but bye, everyone.